Hey, welcome everybody to the Shipper Update. I'm Mike Vincent. He's Anthony Smith, our lead economist. What is going on, my friend?
Everything's going on, Vincent.
It's Thursday.
So it's Thursday. It only means one
day of the
thing.
week. We know what that
Initial
means.
jobless claims are here. So we have to talk about it because it just came out just a few minutes ago. It's showing that 411,000, that was last week's number, or the most recent, not the most recent week, but the previous week. Lately, we see that 364,000 initial jobs claims came in the most recent report that just got put out.
Now, okay, so last week we had this insignificant 1,000 drop, right? It was like, whatever. Somebody got on a couple people.
Exactly.
What is this? Is this significant or not?
This is significant. So it's a drop down to 364,000. So that is a new pandemic low. So we're right back on that trajectory of hitting consistent pandemic lows. We also saw that the private sector added 692,000 jobs. So this is good news all around where we're looking at it, because we're seeing that downward movement in initial jobs claims, showing that more consumers are getting back into the workplace. That downward movement's coming back again, a new pandemic low. We're not quite out the woods yet to pre-pandemic levels, but this is a whole lot better than those 700,000, 600,000, 700,000 days.
Oh yeah, it is. And people are getting back to work a little bit, and hopefully they're finding good jobs and doing this. And it's not just because some of those benefits are being cut, right?
Exactly.
I mean, we all want people to
That's
earn a livable wage and live the American dream, right?
That's the big thing, and that was one of the biggest areas that when people were kind of shifting around. This pandemic brought a lot of thinking for a lot of Americans, for a lot of people that would be producing these things that these shippers really need to have put together or produced as soon as possible. One of the biggest areas that we saw that were adding new jobs in the ADP employment report was, of course, manufacturing and the construction on those good sides. So those areas continue to be
jobs, right?
They are, and they're also changing jobs. So when we look at manufacturing, a lot of people that were in these warehouses, that were in manufacturing factories, may not be going back to those same jobs they left pre-pandemic. There's been a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of training that needs to happen. People are going to have to get a little bit more tech savvy as they kind of get back into these workplaces.
You know, that's a solid point. With the changes that are going on, you have people moving from like service industry jobs saying, hey, wait a minute, people are hiring like crazy and paying good wages. Maybe I'll move up to a better paying job or into manufacturing instead of waiting tables or what have you. And so you have certain sectors that are gaining people coming into them, but probably not as fast as they're growing jobs, though, right? Because you say they're adding jobs. That's not necessarily people being hired. We got to look to the jobless claims, right?
Exactly. We got to look at the jobs claims and unemployment reports as well. I mean, so overall, we're looking at it and we're seeing that everything is moving in the correct direction or a positive direction, because we just can't rely on one outlet or one source overall. So looking at it overall, we are seeing consistent downward movement once again. Unfortunate that we had that blip up, but I think fortunately it is just a blip. It wasn't a 3-week thing. It wasn't a 4-week thing. It was just a moment in time here, it seems. And so looking at that continued movement.
Switching jobs.
Could be switching jobs.
And like you said, training and stuff like that is happening. People are moving, because that's the other part that's going on. Not only the pandemic and things changing, right, and demand changing, but like you said, you have to be more tech savvy.
Exactly.
We talk about it here all the time. Yesterday we just had the the North American Logistics Tech Summit, right? And look at all the new tech that's coming out in industries where it was, driving trucks and in warehouses and stuff like that. So people are changing, and that put pressure on employment as well, right?
Exactly. A lot of pressure there, and a lot of things that people don't really realize is a field becoming a field. And so for shippers that are looking to really produce a lot of things, shippers are in a really tight situation right now, especially coming up on that holiday season. I know it's the middle of the summer, but we have to look to the holiday season already. Because there's going to be a lack of inventory. That's already the condition right now. We already see a lack of inventory. So that's only going to exacerbate as we get closer and closer to December, or really November, because by then it's too late to be making stuff. And so really when we're looking at it now, we're seeing a lot of these factories, a lot of these shippers, a lot of these producers really looking to ramp up. So good news for employers, good news for employees. The other big thing is consumer confidence. Zach isn't here right now, so I can talk about it all I want.
Let's do it then.
And I would do it if he was here anyway.
Let's talk about consumer confidence behind his back.
Exactly. So we saw the latest consumer confidence index numbers show a new pandemic high. So hitting levels that we haven't seen since before the pandemic, showing that consumers are feeling confident. So even if we did see that downward movement, we are seeing consistent upward movement for for consumer confidence. Downward movement for initial jobs claims.
Now qualify that for me. Now, you said it getting close to pre-pandemic?
Yes.
So how are we compared to pre-pandemic? Good, not
are
so
good.
good or
We're in
great?
good shape.
What?
We're in good shape.
Okay.
Compared to pre-pandemic levels.
Because the freight markets year-over-year comparisons right now are not all that great.
They're wacky.
So where were we before that?
Yeah, they were wacky.
So we're good
but
shape to previous to that because we had a fairly decent economy.
We
going
did,
before
we
that, right?
did, we did. And so I think that's the big part is seeing that these consumers are confident, they're feeling good, the quit rate is high, jobs are opened up, industries across the board are really in a good place. The thing now to take a note of is going to be state by state basis because it's not going to be even across the board. We're looking at places like New York, California, compared to Florida. Going to be completely different stories across the board. So that's going to be the big thing to take note of is not just a region by region or state by state, but industry by industry within those states and regions.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Anthony. I love Thursdays